The relentless wind whips around you, tearing at your clothes, stinging your eyes with dust. You push forward, every step a monumental effort, yet the summit feels no closer. Perhaps you're shouting into the storm, demanding it cease, demanding the path clear. You exhaust yourself, not only through physical exertion, but through the futile anger directed at forces entirely beyond your command. It is a common human plight, this struggle against the unchangeable, this profound misdirection of our most precious resources, our energy, our focus, our peace. We often find ourselves in this very scenario, metaphorically, railing against the weather of life, against the decisions of others, against the very currents of fate. We expend ourselves in a battle we cannot win, neglecting the true field of engagement, the one battle that can be won, and in fact, must be. This is where the profound wisdom of the Stoics offers not just solace, but a powerful, actionable framework for reclaiming our agency. It begins with a single, uncompromising truth: the dichotomy of control. Long ago, the philosopher Epictetus laid down a foundational distinction, one that, if truly absorbed, can reorient an entire life. He declared, quite simply, some things are in our control and others are not. This statement, deceptively simple, forms the bedrock of Stoic practice. In his Enchiridion, he elaborates, explaining that within our control are our opinions, impulses, desires, aversions. In short, our own actions and reactions. Beyond our control are things like our bodies, property, reputation, office, and external events. He wasn't suggesting we become passive observers of our lives, but rather precise navigators. To understand this dichotomy is to understand where to invest our precious finite will. To confuse these two categories is to invite endless frustration, anxiety, and a deep sense of powerlessness. When we blur the lines, we become like the sailor who insists on calming the ocean rather than adjusting his sails. The first step toward true self-mastery is to clearly delineate these two realms. It requires rigorous, honest self-assessment, peeling back layers of ingrained habits and societal conditioning that often tell us we should be able to control everything. Consider how much of our daily mental energy is consumed by things fundamentally outside our grasp. We worry about the weather, the economy, the political landscape, the opinions of strangers, the fickle favor of fortune. We meticulously plan outcomes, only to be devastated when reality diverges from our meticulously crafted expectations. We spend hours replaying conversations, wishing we had said something different, or wishing they had responded differently. This is the illusion of external control at play. We act as if our anxiety about an event can somehow alter its course, or that our frustration with another person's character will magically transform them. Seneca, ever practical, observed how much of our suffering comes from anticipating misfortunes or from desiring things that are not truly ours to possess. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, he wrote. This constant striving to manipulate the unmanipulable not only drains our vitality, but blinds us to the genuine power we possess. It is a form of self-sabotage, an unwitting surrender of our internal sovereignty to the whims of the external world. The true liberation, then, comes from turning inward. It is within our own mind, our own judgments, our own voluntary actions, that our true power resides. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, frequently reminded himself of this truth, writing in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of building an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind impervious to external assault. We cannot control the rain, but we can control whether we carry an umbrella or complain about getting wet. We cannot control what others say about us, but we can control whether their words pierce our peace or are met with calm indifference. This is not about apathy. It is about strategic engagement. It is about understanding that while externals may impact us, our response to them is entirely our own. This inner domain is the only true possession we have, and cultivating it, strengthening it, and guarding it is the most profound work of a human being. Here, and only here, can we find genuine freedom and unshakable tranquility. So how do we apply this? The practice begins with constant self-interrogation. When faced with a challenge or a source of anxiety, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my sphere of influence? If the answer is no, if it's about the past, the future, other people's choices, or forces of nature, then the work is acceptance. It is letting go, not with resignation, but with a deliberate release of mental and emotional energy. If the answer is yes, if it pertains to your attitude, your effort, your preparation, your values, your response, then that is where you direct your full, unwavering attention. This discernment is not always easy. Our emotions often cloud our judgment, pushing us to wrestle with what cannot be wrestled. But with consistent practice, this mental filter becomes sharper, quicker. We learn to redirect our energy from fruitless worry to productive action, from external complaint to internal refinement. This shift is not merely intellectual, it must be embodied. It transforms reaction into considered response and passive suffering into active, deliberate living. It is crucial to understand that embracing the dichotomy of control is not a call to passivity or indifference to the world. On the contrary, it is an invitation to engage with the world more effectively and purposefully. It means recognizing that while we cannot control the outcome of our efforts, we can absolutely control the quality of those efforts. We can choose to be diligent, virtuous, and resilient regardless of the external conditions. A Stoic farmer cannot control the harvest, but he can control the quality of his soil, the care he puts into planting, and his diligent watch against pests. He gives his best, understanding that the final yield rests with nature. This philosophy empowers us to act with courage and conviction precisely because our virtue is not contingent on external success. We do what is right because it is right, not for the praise or the reward. This is active engagement, divorced from attachment to outcomes, leading to a profound sense of inner peace and unwavering resolve. It is the path to true tranquility, built not on external fortune, but on internal fortitude. The journey of self-mastery is a continuous refinement of this understanding. It is the ongoing practice of discerning what is truly yours to command and what belongs to the vast, indifferent universe. Cease to waste your vital energy on the uncontrollable. Turn your gaze inward. Direct your will to what lies within your power, your judgments, your character, your actions. This is where your strength lies. This is where your freedom awaits. Understand this deeply and live accordingly.